Papa?
I'm doing a little bit of drywall. Mudding and taping.
Well, people would like to see how you do that.
They would they?
Yes.
Well, I'll show them the first coat of the first.
All right. I suppose I could film it from here.
I think it's almost my last scene, so you might as well.
Yeah, people really do want to see how you do stuff. Now explain what you're doing. Ooh.
Just giving it a coat.
And that's so the tape will stick, right?
So my tape will stick.
Now what's the secret to your nice clean seams? Because I know you do really nice clean seams.
I put them on, so I wet the paper on both sides with the paste. I'll push them down real tight, making sure it gets wet.
And you scrape off the excess.
And I'll, instead of piling it on, I'll just put it on real thin. It'll dry. And I'll be able to come back around in a couple hours and give it a second coat instead of putting it on heavy and then waiting a long time for it to dry.
The way you used to do years ago.
I used to pour it on. Yeah. And then days to wait for it to dry, and sanding was a bugger. So.
Well, people think you're just born knowing how to do this stuff, folks. Well, Papa is an auto body technician, and for those who don't know what that means, it means that he fixes collision vehicles that have been in collisions. And he used to put plaster on like he did, you know, like it was Bondo or fiberglass.
There's a dry seam. That one's already dry.
Here, take the camera. Explain what you're doing.
It's just, that one's dry now, and it's ready for a second coat. And I'll use my little mud slick still.
Watch what you're doing with the camera.
Oops, and just fill in the seam still. Light coats. And I'll be able to come back around and hit it again after.
And then you just sand any imperfections down.
Then I'll get my bigger, wider slick that will go over the whole seam, and I'll smooth it out. I'll show you that later.
So what are you doing now?
Just measuring the height
of our hobbit door?
Our hobbit door.
So this is metal edging to protect all the corners.
Yeah, I got them all the corners where you're going to bump things, moving stuff.
Yeah, because drywall has a tendency to crumble.
Well, if you just do them with paper edges.
This way, if someone frisbees a stainless steel ashtray at you, it's not going to break the wall.
That's right. Nobody's done that in a while.
Well, I quit drinking and got medication.
Oh, it's okay.
So you just screw this into place and plaster over it.
And then
I got it. Mom's going to be so pleased when this is all. I hope we can get most of it done before she comes back.
I'm hoping to have it livable anyway. That's my goal.
Now, how many screws do you need to put in this? 3 or 4, just a...
No, about half a dozen. That's long.
So, you slick it with a bit of mud.
Yep.
And then you fold your piece of paper?
No, not over right over.
Just right up to the edge. This is where being a body man comes in real handy. You learn how to slick stuff real fast, eh dear?
That's a lot like Bondo.
Bondo's a little thicker, of course.
Okay.
Do you remember the time that we were fixing our house for sale, and we had changed a back room into a bedroom? There used to be a wood stove in it, and the drywall had a big hole in it from where my kids would bring in firewood and fire it into the corner. And there was no we could have cut out the piece of drywall. Oh, that's nice and tidy, dear. We could have cut out the piece of drywall and replaced it, but what did you do, dear? You
went into the shop and got some fiberglass and Bondo and mudded up the hole and finished it real quick.
That was amazing. I mean, that's probably the strongest part of that entire wall, too.
Ouch. I'll let that dry just like everything else and Shazam.
And Shazam! And you'll do that to the other side as well, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Papa.
Alrighty. Okay. Now if you can see that, I've got my sanding done on the first go around. Most of it anyway. It's getting there. But you can see I sanded it down, and you can see these spots where it needs a little more, and it's just like doing Bondo work, really. You'll see where the tape is showing through. It's a little high spots and then a little low spots. So it's sanded now, and I'll give it a nice skim over top the whole thing. And yeah, metal edges, sand them down right to the edge. Stairwell all done. The little box covering the drain. And up the stairs.
So what you doing, honey?
I'm just fixing a few imperfections in the
I thought you primed already.
I did prime. Now I'm checking for anything that's not quite right. And little touch up here and there, and then when they're dry, I'll give them a coat of primer and paint them.
Okay, so the first coat of primer actually helps you see if there's anything you missed or a little imperfection that you didn't see.
Sometimes it'll bubble the tape where there's not good adhesion behind it, and it'll bubble it out, and then I just cut them out. That area there, just cut it out and re-slick it. And yeah.
Awesome.
Final.
I will try and venture downstairs after he gets everything in primer, folks, and we'll see if we can get him on the first coat of color. So now you're just priming over the spots that you cleaned up a little while ago.
Yeah. If
Awesome.
they sink a little bit more, I'll put a little bit more mud on them. And
Awesome. Beautiful job, baby.
okie dokie. As promised, first coat. Color. Cut in the edges. And see what she looks like. Kind of looks like McDonald's milkshake. I think it'll be nice. This is more of that recycled paint that we got. It's $63 for a 5-gallon pail of it, so should be enough to do the whole area, and if we feel like changing a room color later, we will. Anyway, back to painting.
Oh, I like that color. It's not yellowy beige, it's more like a sand color.
Yeah, it's nice.
It is, it's very nice. Good job, baby. It's looking really nice. Really, really, really nice.
Clean.
So have we decided what we're going to do for the counter?
Not 100% yet.
I'm thinking
First I'm
tile.
gonna frame it, build it, look at it, and then we'll go.
I'm thinking just clay floor tile. But just make sure that your base is really, really has no give.
Yeah.
Obviously. Good job, baby.
Yeah. I like it.
This is the Mr. Volfie from Our Half Acre Homestead with another How Does It video.